Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your Sunday. But we also have your boredom busters coming up. But first, our top story. South Dakota Republican John Thune will seek a fourth term in the U.S. Senate. Thune announced his re-election bid on his personal Twitter page Saturday, posting, "South Dakota deserves a strong and effective senator who can deliver the results they expect. I am uniquely positioned to get that job done." Thune is the minority whip, the second most powerful Republican in the Senate. Thune won his Senate seat in 2004, defeating Democratic incumbent Tom Daschle in 2004. The Republican primary election is June 7th. The South Dakota Democratic Party is questioning Thune's desire to serve another term in the Senate. The state party chairman, Randy Seiler, posted on Saturday, after weeks of saying he's not sure he wants to represent South Dakota for another term in the Senate, John Thune announced his intent to run for re-election. South Dakotans deserve a U.S. senator who actually wants the job. Aberdeen attorney Brian Bangs is seeking the Democratic Party's nomination for Senate. Bangs announced his candidacy back in the fall. This is National Human Trafficking Prevention Month, and a Sioux Falls organization is building awareness. Call to Freedom helps victims of sex and labor trafficking, as well as people who have suffered sexual exploitation or assault. They provide housing, transportation, counseling, and other services. Call to Freedom says it's important for people to be aware and on the lookout for signs of human trafficking.
We want to just make sure that the community is aware that, yes, human trafficking is happening right here in Sioux Falls, but also throughout our state.
We're able to kind of beef up our trainings and our events that we can do the self-defense, we can hit the parent classes, and we are able to just get out on social media and let everybody know that January is National Human Trafficking Awareness Month.
Call to Freedom is opening a new facility in April to replace its current location. Let's get a first look at the forecast now with meteorologist Adam Root in the Storm Center. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Perry, and good morning, everybody. We are off to a very cold start to the day out there, especially East River and in northeastern portions of KELOLAND, where we also have to deal with some bitterly cold wind chills as well. We'll get to that in just a moment, but we'll head outside to Falls Park on this Sunday morning. 1 single degree above zero at the airport with a west wind at 8 miles per hour. It is going to be a cold Sunday afternoon and a cold night for the final night of lights in Falls Park. Also coming in at 1 degree above zero, that is Mitchell. 1 below zero, Phillip, Worthington, and Marshall. 7 below in Aberdeen, 3 below in Watertown, as well as in Pierre. 7 degrees above zero for Rapid City. 17 Custer, 19 in Pine Ridge. But then you factor in that wind, not as strong as it was last night, but when you have temperatures near and below zero, it does not take much for this to happen. Double digits below zero for a wind chill from Yankton up to Watertown, Mulbridge, into Faith. And that does prompt wind chill advisory headlines for northeastern portions of South Dakota, from Campbell County to the north and west, as far south and east as Cottington County, including the Aberdeen, Milbank, Sisseton, and Watertown areas through noon today. Plan accordingly as you go about the start of your day, but there is warmer weather to talk about. Details on that coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Adam. Well, it's often said that a community's strength lies in its diversity of different cultures, ethnicities, and backgrounds. For the last 25 years, the Multicultural Center of Sioux Falls has worked to make sure that everyone in the community feels a sense of belonging. Coming up in tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, we'll look back on how the organization got its start and what the hope is for its future. Be sure to watch tonight at 10. Frosty Frolics winter events wrap up today in Sioux Falls. Activities include a snowman hunt from 1 to 3 p.m. in Pasley Park. Canine root beer keg races take place at the Spencer Dog Park from 1 to 2:30. The Ikitarod cardboard sled races take place at 3:30 at Morningside Park. Families are invited inside the community center for hot chocolate and snack following the races. Great Bear Ski Valley is hosting ski and snowboarding races to benefit the City of Sioux Falls Relief Program. There's a $10 entry fee with a chance to win a trophy and door prizes. Competitors of all ages and skill levels are invited. Registration closes at 12:15 with the races starting at 1. Great Bear's regular hours are 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Swimmers can enjoy the Wibbit Action Tower and Wiggle Bridge at the Midco Aquatic Center in Sioux Falls. The inflatable fun goes from noon to 5 in the 50-meter pool. The cost is an active swim pass or a daily admission. The Stampede hockey team takes on the Fargo Force at the Denny Sanford Premier Center. The puck drops at 4:05. Adam?
Well, if you're going to head outside for the day today, be sure to bundle up, especially through the first half of your day. Now, what you see for temperatures is mainly valid East River as we top off in the teens and 20s for high temperatures. If you're West River, add about 15 to 20 degrees to many of these numbers, especially afternoon, and you get a pretty good approximation of what you're going to be having on your way. Satellite and radar are going to stay nice and quiet today. Not a whole lot of anything going on with high pressure, just beyond the cold air that's going to be in place, especially East River. But I think we'll take that considering the alternative, either severe weather down toward Arkansas, Mississippi, and Louisiana, or the freezing rain that they're keeping an eye on for the I-95 corridor from D.C. to Philadelphia and eventually into Boston. We stay quiet for the next couple of days. A few little minor disturbances try to come around, maybe give a few hundredths of an inch of moisture through midweek, especially in northeastern KELOLAND, but really that's kind of stretching it there. Beyond that, there really isn't a whole lot of anything going on with high pressure holding serve, but we do have a decent bit of warmth to talk about. Once we get through Monday, the doors open and above average conditions come along and stick around through at least Thursday, maybe even into Friday at a couple of locations, with highs in the 40s and even into the 50s at times. So enjoy it if you have the chance to do so. Otherwise, beyond the 7-day forecast, that warmth does eventually back off, and we're closer to average as we head into the second half of January. High temperatures today, though, it's going to depend on what side of the river you're on. Teens and 20s with a few single digits to the east. 30s and 40s out west, with overnight low temperatures tonight falling into the single digits above and below zero. One more time to the east, teens and 20s out toward Rapid City, Pine Ridge, Buffalo, and eventually along the Wyoming and Montana borders. Take what we have today, copy and paste it for Monday, tweak the temperatures around a little bit, you get the picture. It's a carbon copy kind of day, right down to the ample amount of sunshine. Your 7-day forecast, though, does have some change on the way, especially, like I said, by midweek. We're going to be talking about highs in the 40s and even into the 50s, the latter more likely West River. Beyond a few flurries on Friday, we stay mainly dry, but temperatures do back off a little bit by next weekend. Have a great day, everybody. For more on your local news, weather, and sports, you can always head on over to KELOLAND.com.